Hey, this is Pizza Dude Man, back for
Hey.
more subscriber questions. Today I have Rosie with me.
Yep.
Rosie might help me answer some questions here. Our first question today is from the Smash Master 9000. Do you ever get sick of Smash Brothers questions? Honestly, no. I like Smash Brothers and I like talking about Smash Brothers. I just don't like making dedicated videos about Smash Brothers all the time like I used to. But just getting questions and talking about it, I think that's fun. Our next question from Classy Polar. Do you have a Discord? If you have a server, can I have the invite? And I'm actually just going to put this out public right here. If you go into the description of this video, I have just launched a Pizza Dude Man Guy Discord. And because of that, I actually might not be doing subscriber question videos anymore. Subscriber question videos, when I first started doing them years ago, was a way for me to start talking with the people who are watching my videos and socializing, and I really enjoyed doing that. And then I stopped doing that for a while because I started live streaming, and that was easier. And then when I stopped live streaming, I started doing these new subscriber questions videos. But if I'm going to have a Discord, I think that's going to be an easier and better way for me to do that. And as you can probably tell by the date that this is coming out, I'm doing so much with other videos and work and stuff. It is still tough to get subscriber questions out on time as a video format. But you could just ask me questions whenever at your convenience and I could answer them right away on a Discord server. So unless you really think there's something special here by publicly having the questions out in video format with the subscriber questions videos, I think I'm just going to move on to full Discord for that. Let me know what you think.
Oh, by the way, this is my first time hearing about it, just like you guys. Just so you know.
Our next questions are from Ridley Crate 187. Are there any characters in Smash 4 that you think should have gotten a new Final Smash but didn't? Yeah, I mean, they changed a bunch of Final Smashes that were already unique to something else. I was kind of surprised that they still had Final Smashes that weren't unique, right? Like how Link and Toon Link both used Triforce Slash and Zelda and Sheik both used Light Arrows. I think they could have made more of an effort to try to give them different Final Smashes from each other to make them a little more unique. Are there any new Final Smashes that you think are better than the original? Not really. They're either just different or they're something completely new, by which I mean they're exactly like Ike's Final Smash. In a case where there was already a unique Final Smash. I didn't see a lot of the points to many of the changes they made to certain characters' Final Smashes. Maybe Lucario's, because the Mega Evolution thing was new, but so many of the ones that were changed I just don't understand, like Kirby and King Dedede. Even for me, Luigi, I know some people like Luigi's new Final Smash better, but like, they changed so many of the ones that were unique and special to ones that were just the same as a bunch of other people's. I thought it was just a strange choice. Have you ever had any OCs? Yeah, I have. For one, I've pretty much worked out this whole idea of, like, if I ever made a video game, this is the type of game I'd make, and that's full of OCs, like, completely original OCs. But if you're talking about OCs from, like, other things, like fan-made OCs, I got into making, like, fan-made Naruto offspring characters. I remember one in particular I had, Hinata, the theoretical son of Naruto and Hinata, who had the Byakugan and Naruto's jutsu.
So the whole OC thing for me, because I have two different answers too.
Uh-huh.
And I know probably no one cares about this. Anyways, but I have plenty of OCs. They're in my webcomic.
Oh yeah!
No duh. I have plenty of other OCs from other ideas. I have another webcomic idea in the works for like a sci-fi thing with Martian gladiators. Anyways, but as far as like creating original characters for
something
else, I never did that.
Okay.
And all of my friends did. All of my
I did.
big friends did. Everybody in my generation that was a nerd would do that. I had no appeal for it because growing up, my parents, being, you know, artists and creators that they were, really pounded in the whole, it's the originality thing. You don't do fan work of other people. That's just not something you do. That's stealing other people's work in their mind. So I was conditioned with that thought process, and that didn't really change until, like, what, 3 years ago?
Right.
When I started doing artwork for you. I started to lighten up a lot when it came to, fan fiction and, fan created characters and even, just all that kind of stuff. But so I never had anything like that. I never created fictional characters for other people's works.
Right. Here's a couple other questions from Classy Polar. If you could come up with your own evil team in Pokemon, what would it be called and what would they do?
Ooh, that one's fun. I have an idea already.
Oh, really?
I don't know what I would call them though.
Uh-huh.
But I was thinking maybe a team that's completely not hardcore whatsoever. They're overly cutesy, overly happy all the time, smiley faces, and their goal would be just to create a happier world, even through evil means.
All right, you call them Team Marshmallow.
Team Marshmallow?
You know what I would do? I would make some kind of evil Pokemon cult. Something like the Happy Happyists from Earthbound.
So, but all the Team Rocket's kind of cults.
Yeah, but so no, what they do is they have these really out there ideas that don't follow any logical thread, where they believe if they perform certain actions with Pokemon or do certain things for Pokemon, it just it feels like they just pulled this out of the air. Then they will be able to summon and meet Arceus, type of thing.
I wonder how you make that PG.
They
Drinking
believe
Kool-Aid
it's
with
like
Pokemon.
they're like oh, if we steal all the Jigglypuffs in the world and bring them to the Sinnoh region's third temple, then we can meet Arceus.
And he can take us to heaven.
That type of thing. What would I call them? They have to be Team something, because they're always Team something. They'd just be called Team Arceus, I guess.
Team Arceus.
All right. What would you think of a Hero of the Storm Warriors game? Like Hyrule Warriors or Fire Emblem Warriors with the Heroes of the Storm characters? Yeah, I've never played Heroes of the Storm, but that would be pretty cool. That's basically everything from Blizzard in a warrior-styled game.
Oh, that'd be neat.
That would be neat, yeah. Here's some more questions from Ridley Crade. Aside from Little Mac, who do you think had the best reveal in SSB4? Oh, definitely Mega Man. Mega Man's reveal trailer was so cool.
We fit you, trainer.
We fit you.
Joking. I'm not serious.
What do you think the next Nintendo Warriors game should be?
Mario Warriors.
Mario. Well, I'll try to think.
Oh, yeah, Mario.
I don't know. They did Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors. How about
Legend of Zelda.
Hyrule Warriors?
Fuck. Sorry. I'm not thinking right now.
It'd be really, really different, but how about a Metroid Warriors? It features the hunters from Metroid Prime Hunters, as well as the other hunters from Metroid Prime 3, and other characters of that ilk. And yeah, you just get equipped with their different weaponry and go around in sci-fi environments instead of medieval ones. They said it'd be very, very different. But I'm not sure what else would fit in that same style besides Legend of Zelda and Fire Emblem. Maybe Golden Sun, but I don't know if Golden Sun, I don't know.
They need to do Mario. Mario everything.
If Ridley ever became playable in Smash, who do you think should take over his boss role? Kraid or Mother Brain? I'd love to see Kraid, actually. Mother Brain would definitely work, but I want to see more Kraid. Who would you rather have back, Wolf or Ice Climbers? Oh boy, I like Wolf more, but the Ice Climbers are more unique. I think ultimately I'd want to see Ice Climbers back, because the only reason they're not back is because the 3DS couldn't handle them, apparently. And that kind of sucks. We've never seen a unique Nintendo character completely removed like that before. So it just kind of feels like we lost something there, Who would you rather have as a Zelda newcomer in Smash? Breath of the Wild Link, which I've heard is like Wild Link, he has Link's abilities. One of the 4 champions, or Ganon wielding his trident and magical abilities. I've always been a fan of the Ganon thing. So we have an actual Legend of Zelda villain that fights like a Legend of Zelda villain, as opposed to a Legend of Zelda villain that fights like Captain Falcon. King Dedede, Wario, and Ganondorf fusion. What? I have to fuse 3 characters now? Okay, well, so what's the name then? King Dwaradorf? There we go, King Dwaradorf. and I have to combine all their special moves now, or like how they fight. I mean, between Warrior and Ganondorf, it's basically a crazy fist fighter who also sometimes hits with a hammer. The B move is going to be something where, like, they suck in the opponent into their jaw, bite them a bunch of times, and then blast them out in a purple flame. And what would the name of it be? It'd be something between Inhale, Chomp, and Warlock Punch. So we'll call it Warlock Inhale Chomp. And then the side B is a combination of, Flame Choke, the Wario Chopper, and Gordo Toss. So what it is you get on top of a Gordo and bounce around with it, and then when you hit an opponent, you make them explode.
Good enough.
And it's called the Flaming Gordo Chopper. The up B is a combination of Corkscrew, Dark Dive, and Super DDD Jump. So it's called the Super Corkscrew Dive. You jump really, really high while spinning, which delivers damage to opponents. Then when you slam into the ground, if you happen to land on an opponent, you make them explode in a big and electric explosion. And then the down B is a combination between Jet Hammer, Wizard's Foot, and Wario Waft. So it's called the Wizard's Jet Waft. And what happens is you charge up like a big fart, and then when you release it, it's this big purple smoke cloud that blasts you forward. Yeah. And then their final smash.
Oh, it just keeps going?
Yeah, there's still the final smash.
Oh,
I don't
man.
remember the name of King Dedede's final smash, but you just shoot a bunch of bombs everywhere out of your hammer. You combine that with Wario Man and Pig Ganon. So what happens is you run around as Pig Ganon while rapidly shooting bombs everywhere. And yeah, that's about it. It's like Ganon, but like you actually get to move around with it like Wario Man and fight. And then while you're doing that, you're shooting bombs everywhere.
So, long story short, this is a goddamn clusterfuck.
And it's called King Dewariadorf. Would you ever be interested in doing an LP of Battle for Bikini Bottom or Steven Universe Save the Light?
There's a Steven Universe video game?
Yeah, it just came out
the fuck?
recently. Yeah, no, I've
cool.
talked about it before. Like, maybe we could do this when it comes out.
Was I not paying attention?
Yeah, I haven't made any plans to do that. However, I do have SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, and I've been planning on doing that one someday. Don't know when. If you could pick only one, would you rather have Shovel Knight or Shantae in Smash? Ooh, that is tough. Because personally, I like Shantae more.
I'll go with Shovel Shantae.
You're gonna fuse them.
We're gonna fuse them.
Least favorite SSB4 newcomer, excluding clones. Boy, when you exclude the clones, I actually like at least the concept of all of them. I think my least favorite is winding up being Bayonetta, simply because I don't have much of an attachment to the character.
And I mean, given Smash's target demographic, I mean, she just doesn't really fit in.
Even though she was the fan-voted-in character.
Which is funny. That just shows you that, you know, like target demographic versus actual demographic is not equal anymore.
Our next question is from the Walrus Clown. Hey Pizza, did you hear about the 20th anniversary in the Pokemon anime where Misty and Brock come back for a two-parter? Yeah, I did. I was hoping they would just come back permanently, but that's still
But
cool.
nah.
Our next couple of questions are from Nathaniel Best. Indie Pogo is basically Super Smash Bros., but for indie games. What cameos or characters would you want to see make an appearance? I looked at the roster. It looks like they're incorporating a lot of stuff already. I'd love to see Cuphead, because that's a recent indie game I just fell in love with. And what is your biggest gaming accomplishment? Gaming accomplishment? I would say beating Punch-Out for the NES, or doing the entire Mass Effect trilogy with all DLC. Those felt like big accomplishments to me.
That's a pretty big accomplishment.
I'm hoping to add 100%ing Super Mario Odyssey to that list soon. Our next few questions are from Smash Bros. 2009. Who's your favorite witness in Ace Attorney that isn't an accomplice or the actual criminal from that case? Oh boy, just the witnesses? I'm gonna go with Mike Meekins, because he is actually a witness. He's on the witness stand, and even though you think he might be a criminal at first, sort of, I mean, you kind of know he's not. He's not actually a criminal, nor is he an accomplice, right? So that counts. Mike Meekins is one of my favorite characters. When was the last time you went to a convention? Well, we went to a convention a couple weekends ago at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and we're going to one next week with the Eugene Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. Which is the most we've done in a single year. Last year was our first year going to a convention.
Yeah, we just went to the Portland Retro.
Or not, like... We're like beginner convention goers because we just never had the opportunity until now.
Right, so we're hoping to do more and more as the years go on. What are your biggest expectations for the upcoming Fire Emblem Switch game? Well, it's not upcoming anymore, it's out. Boy, I'm hoping, because from what I've heard, the game is pretty darn good. Like, it's like if you liked Hyrule Warriors, and if you like the roster for this game fine, then you're gonna enjoy it. And honestly, I do like the roster from the game fine, especially with the DLC characters they've announced. If anything, the only other thing I want them to add is an eventual DLC that includes Ike, because, I mean, that's such a big character they're excluding right now.
Yeah.
Who do you want as a DLC fighter for Fire Emblem Warriors? Oh, well, that answers that.
You just answered that.
Ike. What are your favorite DBZ transformations that aren't from Saiyan characters? Because, like, there's other transformations I like, but it's like, do they still count as Saiyan transfer? Because, like, there's the Mystic transformation. It can be achieved by anyone, but we only see it achieved by Gohan, who happens to be a Saiyan. I mean, unless you want to, you know, fudge it and say, well, the Mystic transformation can also be accomplished by anybody in Xenoverse. So maybe I'll fudge it and say that. I mean, there's also Kaioken, which can be achieved by anyone, but we only ever see it with Goku, who happens to be a Saiyan, you know?
Only the Saiyans get to be seen doing everything.
The Namekians have their giant transformation, but I don't like that any more than Kaioken or Mystic. I'm gonna go with Mystic, because you can get other characters to do it through Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Our next couple of questions are from Musomania27. If you were to create a devil fruit, what would be its power? Ooh, boy. Devil fruits can have, like, literally any power, no matter how weird they are.
Always make money. You literally make money.
You make money?
It just pops out of your hands. No, it pops out of your belly button.
It's just called the money fruit.
The make it rain fruit.
Okay, and then, I don't know. How about a devil fruit that makes it so that you can create pizza? Just, it spawns in your hands.
Pizza and money.
The pizza and money fruit. We know what we care about.
I don't care about money that much.
It was the first thing that came to mind.
It's the most useful thing that came to mind.
What characters that debuted in Dragon Ball Super would you like to see become playable in Dragon Ball FighterZ? Oh, well, I mean, I think Beerus would count, right? Beerus would count as a character that debuted in Dragon Ball Super, sort of. I mean, yeah, I guess he was in a movie before then, but then they reintroduced him into Dragon Ball Super. If we're talking about things that were directly introduced to Dragon Ball Super, it will definitely hit. And I think that would be, I mean, maybe Jiren, but they haven't shown enough of him. Like, we never have to see him use his full potential yet. So it's like, what can he do? We don't really know. But Hit looks super interesting. Maybe also Kale or Khalifa. I don't know. Our next couple of questions are from Youngblood. What is your favorite movie? Blues Brothers. That's my favorite movie.
I don't have a favorite because I have too many favorites.
Right.
So...
Which Zelda game do you think has the best music? Oh boy, best music? Ocarina of Time soundtrack is just so memorable. I mean, that's the soundtrack that gave us Saria's song and Gerudo Valley. That's a tough soundtrack to beat. Our next few questions are from Adustus. What is your favorite Final Fantasy? I know you're trolling here, Chris, but I'll go with Final Fantasy 4 because it's the only one I've actually ever played through. Who is your favorite Final Fantasy 9 character? I don't know any of them. What was your favorite part of The Last of Us? I've never played that game. You're just trying to get me to play all these games I never have. PSB123 asks, I've noticed that you follow him on Twitter now, so have you gotten around to watching Dells Within's Challenger Approaching series? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I only seen a little bit of it, but it's good. It's very well thought out. It does kind of remind me of the type of stuff I used to do, but on a bigger scale. So yeah, that's neat. And that's it for subscriber questions. Like I said in the comments, let me know if you want me to continue a video series or if you think it's cool just to do the Discord and have questions answered anytime on there. And we can also just socialize and chat about whatever. See you next time for whatever.